Ba weep grana weep and nitty bong, and welcome back to my channel. And today we'll be checking out MMC's new big old chicken. We'll also be checking in with Newage, who are going back in time to bring us some Dinobot goodness. Fans Toys remind us they're making some tapes, and Hasbro are releasing Big Blue. All this and much more coming up in the next few minutes.
And now the news. Don't touch that dial.
Kicking off today then with Funbee Studios, the 3D printed company that make all the cool stuff that Hasbro just don't. They're currently working on this. Now this bad boy is the Custody Bot, and this is the steward of the Cybertronian Central Records. Essentially, it's a Cybertronian librarian, and doesn't he look cool? G1 fans will remember this from the cartoons. Now we head over to the world of Kang Toys, and they are doing their own take on the Predacons that we all know, but at the same time they seem to be releasing the mini Predacons type things as well. Now this is a slightly controversial set because there's things like this bad boy known as Thorilla or Thor Mini in the mini version is a monkey. This is Monkey Pants, basically, so if anybody ever hears me refer to Kang Toys Monkey Pants, this is Kang Toys Monkey Pants, who becomes the pants, essentially, for their take on the Predacon Predaking. And I quite like it, in all honesty. It's a bit different. I know a lot of people are like, there is no monkey, this looks more like a primal type thing. However you want to use this in your collection, it's a beautiful looking figure. And this one is all platinumy and shiny and stuff like this. And of course, like I say, this is the mini version. So I think I'm right in saying, and I'm sure someone will correct me down in the comments if I'm wrong, that this will scale with your legend classes? Am I right or wrong there? Let me know down in the comments. We also had some images of APC and their take on Cliffjumper and how it will come. Nothing out of this world. As always, straight to the point with APC. They give you a box, a plastic bag, it all comes. No bells, no whistles, no funny stuff. Pretty basic, but always damn good figures. Anyone that watches this channel knows that I am a massive fan of Newage figures and their line of Legends figure Transformers. And there is now a KO company called MH, and they are currently KOing Grimlock. And not only are they KOing the normal Grimlock, the Newage have released recently, which is kind of this version, they're also going all in, and they seem to be copying the Shattered Glass version and multiple other versions of Grimlock. Don't know the price on these yet. Usually these KOs are slightly more cheaper than the normal ones, but it's interesting to see that people are now KOing Newage figures. I guess you get to a certain level and then people just start KOing as well, similar to the way that they have with the Fans Toys. But it's interesting to me. You know, let me know how you feel. I'm probably not going to pick up any of these KO ones unless it is just to do a little review to kind of look and see the difference between a Newage Grimlock and the KO version. But it's always interesting to me to see when a third party gets KO'd. Interesting. Back in the really real world with Newage, then we know that they have done their version of Grimlock, and they're now moving on to the other Dinobots, so this will be their version of Sludge, and it is a pretty damn looking good Sludge from the look of these renderings. Really clean, very classic transformation. Looks like it's going to be very close to what we see with G1. Those folding bits out, not too much of a backpack. It looks like it's actually quite thin on the back with just a heat sticking out, which is basically what we would expect from a Sludge. Interesting, really cool. Can't wait to get my grubby little mitts on this one because I love the Dinobots, and Newage doing all the Dinobots is so cool to add to my collection. Over on ShowZ, they have the Insecticons up from Newage as well. If you are interested in picking up some of the Insecticons, they're up for some pre-orders. Also showing up on ShowZ, we asked last week, who is H55 Hughes? And I don't think Newage have come out and shown us any images, or certainly I couldn't find any before doing today's video, but it's okay because ShowZ have told us, yeah, it's Powerglide, mate. Again, staying with the theme of Newage, last week we spoke about their take on Omega Supreme and how much this was going to impact your wallet in a pretty supreme way. When I put out the video, I got the price from Big Bad Toy Shop and it was over $300, and down in the comments I got, nah mate, I've seen it cheaper here, nah mate, you're wrong, it's not that price, oh they just, but okay, alright. Lots of different places offering lots of different versions of the price on this, so let's shop about, shall we? So definitely we've worked out, don't go to Big Bad Toy Shop because they are super expensive. I have found this at $249 on the Chosen Prime, but the cheapest of all that I have found so far is this at $167.99 from ShowZ. So 100% at the moment, the cheapest I've been able to find is at this price over on ShowZ. If you find it cheaper anywhere else, let me know. But obviously for this one, it looks like it really is going to be worth shopping around because prices are all over the place. So it probably looks like it's not Newage kind of setting an RRP here and saying you should sell it at this. Places are just like, yeah, we can make a buck or two on this. Currently, go with ShowZ. I find it cheaper anywhere else, I'll let you all know. Obviously, Big Bad Toy Shop, big bad price. Staying with the theme of Legends Titans, somebody is making a Legend scale Metroplex. So this is being made by Caillou Model. I think I'm saying that right. And then it is the Y-C001 Legends Scale Metroplex. Now, with them being called Model, I don't know if this is going to be transforming. We shall soon find out. But this is what the prototype, or certainly the CAD drawings, look like. I'll keep you all updated on this because for me, I pretty much collect a lot of Legend scales now. At the moment, I've moved a little bit away from collecting any kind of masterpiece scale or even some of the Hasbro stuff and moved really heavily into collecting the old Legend scale now. So anything that comes out of Legend scale now really, really interests me. You know, whenever Newage are going to be releasing something, Magicsquare are going to be releasing something very similar very soon, and they wanted to say, hey, we're doing some Dinobots as well. And they are doing a slag. So this will be their take on slag. And yeah, I think it looks good. It always looks okay in the CAD drawings until you see the proper version, and that's always what puts me off. But overall, I think so far this looks good. Now we move over to MMC, and they released the chicken from the chicken coop, and we've seen a few more images of their take on Double Dealer. And I think 2 out of 3 ain't bad, because 2 out of these 3 images that we can see from the modes look really, really good. I do like the bot mode, and I do like this chicken mode as well. No matter where you put the rocket, I still think it looks good. The wings, I like the way that the wings are a little bit different. But the third mode we'll come on to later. I'm not as enthralled with the wheeled alt mode that we get. That's not something that I'm a big fan of, but what I do like is the way that these minifigures look as well. Certainly the engine based one looks a lot like the one that we get with Fans Hobby Power Baser, which is actually one of my favorite minifigures of all time. So if that lives up to that kind of quality and looks a little bit like that, I'm very, very happy with that. I do think that the way that the wings kind of go in as well here and fan out, you can see you can have it in 2 different modes for the chicken and also for him when he's in his bot mode, and that's cool. Both of the elements for the engine masters fit snugly into this chest, giving them a completely different look for each one, and you got that classic Double Dealer head. But the main thing that I don't like is this kind of go-kart with a rocket on the top. I'm a big fan of that kind of Russian rocket launcher thing that we get usually. I love that. This it's not for me. TFCon is coming to LA very, very soon, and whenever we get a TFCon, we also get some exclusive looking figures, and this one's coming to us from Fans Hobby. This will be known as Bossman and will be limited to just 600 pieces worldwide. Now, this is going to be released basically around March the 10th. Prices for this is going to be $85, and it looks pretty damn cool. I really like the new heat they've given it, and then there's also this kind of rocket launcher effect that we've got. And if you're thinking, who is this? Well, this is a Turbomaster, or it's based on a Turbomaster called Boss. Cool. And apparently, it's one of the first MP scaled Turbomasters ever. A lot of people are going to be wanting to get their hands on this one, I think. Fans Toys are going to be releasing tapes, and more tapes. So we get to have a look at Blasters tapes. So I think we've seen a lot of these images before, but this week we also got to have a little look at what they will look like in full-blown colour. As always with Fans Toys, things move at an absolutely glacial pace. So it's good that we have these in colour, but yeah, come on. Let's get the figures. And now for something completely different. Does your keyboard look a little boring? Then you can buy these. These are apparently from Artisan keycaps, and these are based on Transformers. And you're thinking, what is this? What are these for? Are these Spooky Dokies from the 80s? No, they're not Spooky Dokies, unfortunately. If you're as old as I am, you know what Spooky Dokies are, but these would have made very cool Spooky Dokies. These are not Spooky Dokies. These are to put on the keys of your computer. So you can put your favorite Transformers characters on the keys of your computer, and then you can push them and probably hurt your fingers, because Bumblebee has pretty spiky looking horns. So I imagine if that catches you off guard, you may spike your finger. I don't know the use of this. I can't touch type, so I would probably just forget what's under them. These are of absolutely no use to me, especially when they can go upside down like that. Why? Let me know why. Do they have a real reason, a real use? Does anybody use these things? Tell me. I really don't get this. Transformers Earthspark from Paramount is currently on Paramount if you want to watch it, and there's also figures available, and this is definitely one of them. Yes. Obviously not based at our kind of market, but good to know that these kind of things are out there. This is also coming with a Build-A-Figure, which is going to make a Mandroid. Then if you remember, a few weeks back we spoke about this bad boy coming from the Buzzworthy line, which is the Cybertronian take on Jazz. We now get to really deep dive into that package box art and see what it looks like. It moves in 20 steps from the Cybertronian figure and all the way back up to the alt mode. I really like the way that this figure looks. I think they've done a very, very good job on this one, probably even better than they did with the Bumblebee version. I just hope that when you get it in the light and you can look at it for reals in your house, that all the whites match up, all the blues match up, because for me that Buzzworthy Bumblebee was great, but that mismatch on the yellow really killed the vibe on it for me. The classic figure of Starscream was re-released with new packaging a few months ago now, and now you can get Thundercracker. Skywarp will come, obviously. Hasbro did a little bit of a release this week as well and showed us that we're going to be able to soon pick up Transformers Generation Select's Legacy Evolution Titan Class Guardian robot. So yes, this is a recolor of their classic Omega Supreme, and this is going to also come with Lunar Tread as well. It's going to come in one of them boring Legacy boxes and those Generation Select box that are just a bit brown, no fancy artwork on the front. But if you've got Omega Supreme, then it doesn't look like they've changed too much. Otherwise, the color has changed a little bit and you're going to get Lunar Tread with them. Everything else is pretty much the same, but I think it's great if you missed out on this Omega Supreme originally and you don't mind this boy being blue. But it is really just a slight little recolor. From what I can see, they haven't changed anything. It's not like when we got Black Zarak and from the Scorponok one. This one, they really have just changed the colors, and that's about it. Let me know down in the comments if I've missed anything. but I don't think I have. So that is everything from me on this Transformers Saturday. Yep, I got a video out on a Saturday. Super happy to be able to do that. Also, this week there was a massive amount of news that came out, so I had to do a video this week as well. Hopefully we'll be back on schedule with the scheduled 2 videos a week, unless I am away for work, because my health has definitely improved a lot recently. Thanks for all the support as always, and if you're new around here, think about giving me a like, a share and a subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Alright, see you in a bit. Bye.